As a historian, I love to go poking around cemeteries. One weekend, I went up to Stockton Springs because there is a beautiful cemetery overlooking the Penobscot River. And so I explored that, and there were some neat things in that, and then I decided to turn back home and then noticed a road, a little dirt road, to another cemetery. I haven't been here. Let's go explore. Just poking around, looking at the stones, and then I happened to glance over and notice this marble stone, a little grungy, but the inscription is really what caught my attention. And it said Major L.P. Mudgett, in at the first, killed at the last. Louis Mudgett was part of the 2nd Maine Infantry Regiment. Maine was asked to provide soldiers at the beginning of the war. They were asked to provide 1 full regiment. Maine, in its patriotic fervor, actually provided 10 regiments. And those were signed up for 2 years. So Louis Mudgett and his brother, William, joined May 28, 1861, and they went right into Company B of the 2nd Maine Regiment. They went into the war fairly quickly. They served in the major battles of Manassas, Antietam, Chancellorsville. They saw a lot of heavy fighting. Louis Mudgett was taken prisoner at Chickahominy, Virginia, and then he was released later on in 1862 with a prisoner exchange. He went home on furlough to gather his strength and to just take a break from the war. In that time, he married Ruth Deshawn on January 1st, 1863. By January 1863, the war dragged on far longer than either side anticipated. January was also the time when President Abraham Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation, which essentially freed the enslaved people and allowed for black troops to be raised to help replenish the depleted troops. After recovering from his wounds, Louis was searching for the next opportunity. In May of 1863, the 2nd Maine Regiment had fulfilled their contract as a 2-year regiment, and they were mustered out of service. He had just learned that he had a new child at home, a daughter whom he named Florida. Louis and his brother William found a position fighting under Colonel Cyrus Hamlin, son of Vice President Hannibal Hamlin of Maine, in the 80th U.S. Colored Troops. Louis Mudgett thrived in the new regiment. He moved quickly up to captain, and then major and acting assistant adjutant general. Louis Mudgett met his end in the last battle of the Civil War, mere hours after the surrender of General Robert E. Lee at Appomattox. He died from a sharpshooter's bullet through the forehead as he was leading the charge on Fort Blakely in Mobile, Alabama. In at the first, killed at the last.